All right, so we will call the August 5th Summit Waller Community Association meeting at 7:08 p.m. Okay, we don't have any guests. We were expecting one, but we don't have her, so we'll skip to item number 2 for board meeting minutes. John, you sent you spent earlier today, you sent February and March, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, and also June came day before.
Yep. Yep. And then I sent the July meeting minutes just, I don't know, the other day as well. So,
Saw those, yep.
um, do I hear a motion to approve the February, March, June, and July meeting minutes?
I move to approve the board meeting minutes as
I
listed.
second that. I second that motion.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying or raising your hand, say aye.
All right.
All right.
On the
Yeah.
February 4th one, I
Yes,
have to abstain, I wasn't here. But
Well,
noted.
it doesn't pass though. That's the problem.
It won't pass
You
without,
can't abstain, you gotta vote.
I vote no. I'm overruled. Right?
No, because we don't have a quorum. If oh, I see. If you vote no, it still wins. There you go.
Yeah, you win, I lose.
Yeah. He's in the
John,
mood today, everyone. He's in the mood.
John, thank you for taking these minutes, by the way. And I
I
think
tell you what, when you go back and I found most of my notes, but when you go back and I went back and listened anyway, because it was so old and we spend a lot of time just talking. It's crazy.
Yes, we do.
I don't know how to listen to them at double speed, but
well, that's
yeah.
the fun part.
All right, that's Larry. I want to answer him.
Okay. Well, it has been moved and seconded, and it has been unanimously passed for February, March, June, and July meeting minutes. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll wait till Gabe comes back on for treasure or website updates.
Waiting for Gabe or
Yeah, let's see here. Get back to where I was.
Sorry, I missed whatever was said there because I was helping Larry try to get back on the call.
we were on hold waiting for you.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I told him to either trace the cable back to his from his camera, which is also his microphone, and unplug it, plug it back in, or go to his laptop.
Okay. Let's
All right,
see
so
here.
so what's next? Sorry.
We are on treasurer's reports.
I've not seen any come in. Has he sent them to you?
No. And I don't think we had any last month either, right? So we will defer treasury reports to next month. So that moves us to item 3B, website and social media updates. Gabe, do you have anything for the group?
Nothing new to report. We're about the same as the last few months. A few new members, about it.
Okay. All right, that brings us to new business. Unfortunately, Sheila's not here, but regarding the candidate forum and planning for that, Sheila was going to check with League of Women Voters to see if they were able to facilitate. So I will write myself a note right now. I'll follow up with her to see if she made contact with them or not. And then we should probably get something on the calendar for September, October timeframe to get that done. Any other comments or questions or input on candidate forum?
I have a comment. I received a phone call from one of the candidates for Pierce County Council, District 5, Terry Wise. You may have received my emails. He wants to make a presentation to our group. So that's on the table for you to consider. Also,
Dan, is that outside of a candidates forum? He just wants to come to a regular meeting?
I think he wants to participate in the candidates forum.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's
If
my.
if he makes it through the primary, he will. He'll be invited. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he's a Republican there.
Yeah.
And Democrats, they're primarying off, I guess, today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Today.
And then the other gentleman, Brian, I've spoke to him a couple times. So is Jen. I need to, if he makes the primary, I'm gonna talk to him further about some issues as a citizen. That's all I have.
Yeah, I have Terry's contact information and once we get a date for the candidates forum, we'll make sure we do a formal invite out to those folks. So,
Not that it's scheduled around me, but I would prefer that it waited until at least the last week of September.
yeah, we might even have it maybe it's like early October might be an option because the primary is what, no, early November, or I mean, the election it would be early November. So that gives people a month. Yeah. Okay. Next item, 4B, email address, budget and decision, Gabe.
All righty. So we've already decided it's being done. So we already voted on that part, but at least the payment's been made. We have an account. What we need to decide on is a standard format for their email. We can do first name, last initial, first name dot last name, first initial, full last name, or there's a few different ways to do it. So does anybody have a preferred way?
Well, your privacy consideration would be first name, last initial. But as far as being accurate, it would be both full names. It's either one of those two, I would say. The first name doesn't really matter. Well, of course, yeah, that matters too, yes.
Yeah, so most common ones are first dot last or full first and last initial are the two most common. And then after that, there's all sorts of permutations.
What does Larry think about that? You're muted, my friend.
Yeah, say something so we can hear you.
Uh,
There you are. There you are.
oh, hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yes.
now.
Oh, okay.
Any input from anybody about that, or can I just decide and just go with it?
Use your discretion.
Yeah, okay. We'll do. I try to keep them short. So, do you want to do Dan or Daniel? I mean, that's the other thing. Do we just do the names as presented on the screen here. So I put Gabe instead of Gabriel, and Dan put Dan instead of Daniel.
Short and sweet.
Sandy instead of. Do you go by Sandra, right? Is your
My legal name's Sandra,
Yeah, so we just do our known names on screen, right? So we'll do it that way.
please.
Okay. All right, we'll do it that way.
Thanks for your work on that, Gabe, by the
Yeah.
way.
And then I will send a brief little instruction on how to access your mail with, go to here, type this in, here's your password. The first time you log in, it'll force you to change your password. So it's your own password. And then it'll probably walk you through the scan a QR code to get a, security thing on there. So for two-factor authentication. But then after that, you'll have to add it to your devices and check it as you see fit.
Yeah. I already have 3 or 4 other email addresses, so remembering to check another one is not going to be easy for me.
Add it to your phone. It'll just come in.
Yeah.
We're not going to get a ton of mail on it anyways. And what I'll do is also create a distribution list for each one, or an alias at least for each of the positions. So as webmaster, I get it. President, vice president, treasurer, secretary. So if someone goes into, they'll just forward secretary at summitwaller.org to John, for example.
Will there be a distribution list for the board as well?
Yeah, I'll do it SWCA board.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can just send it to that, and then everybody gets a copy.
Perfect. Perfect.
And welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you all. I apologize for my technical difficulties, but Angela saved the day, so here I am.
I caused the technical difficulty and I sent her an old Zoom link. So
Oh,
yeah, so we got it squared away. So welcome, Kimberly.
thank you. Yeah, and I'm just here to listen. Councilmember Yambe wanted to be here, but he is actually out doing National Night Out events. He's got about 6 of them that he's gonna try to do. So he asked me to attend with you guys, so I'm happy to be here.
Sure, thank you. One item that we already discussed that would probably be of interest to Councilmember Yambe is a candidates forum. And we're likely going to host a candidates forum at some point between now and the election. So we're probably thinking October-ish, early October-ish, if we can get everything lined up. So we'll be reaching out once we get that scheduled. So.
Okay, well, I can't do campaign things other than scheduling. So you can send me like the invite, and I can get that on his calendar and any details. So I am allowed to do that. And he would probably ask me to put it on his calendar anyway. So save everybody a step and just CC me on what you send to his campaign.
We'll do that. Okay, next item on the agenda, new business 4C, Waller Road School. Regarding the FOIA for plans for the school. I have Dan's name on here, but I think Sandy, you were the one that volunteered at the last meeting to actually complete the FOIA request. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So it has been submitted, and they initially told me that I would get a response by August 21st. And then yesterday they sent me an update and said September 18th. And then last night I got another update that said November 21st.
Oh, wow.
But they would have the cost estimate to us by September 18th. So
okay,
that's where we're at.
Well,
and it was for all 3 elementary schools for environmental, structural, and budget.
Great. Thank you.
Dan's raising his hand.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I do have a comment on that. First of all, thank you for doing that, Sheila. Appreciate it. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to look at the 64th Street area with Sheila and Jen and her engineer friend. I believe her name is Jennifer. I'm not sure. Forget. We walked the area and looked at it and had discussions about various alternatives. And I've received the emails, of course, as we all have, I believe from Angela and Jen regarding the status of what's going on there. So,
Are you on the next item already? Are we done with Waller Road School?
oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Just making sure we were finishing one topic before we moved on to the next one.
Yeah, I meant to speak to D.
Oh, okay,
Should I do that now?
I'd like to say one thing about the school thing.
sure. Go ahead,
Uh,
Larry.
Once we get all the information, I think we should start thinking about a strategy to push back if in January this committee reports to the Puyallup School Board uh, recommending closure of Waller Road. I'm not quite sure whether they will do that. Of course, they have an interim new superintendent. They're now out looking for a permanent superintendent, and that process will take a long time. Could interfere with plans to close schools, especially when Puyallup School District is still kind of a growing district. But we do need to come up with a strategy come January. And thank you, Sandy, for the Freedom of Information Act submissions.
Sure, no problem.
Could I speak to C on this Waller Road School? Yeah, Larry and I talked about that quite a bit. And well, I'm not gonna lay out a strategy now, but I do think that the Puyallup School District, of course, includes Waller Road, it includes Fruitland, it includes the other schools that would be greatly impacted if they close Waller Road. So it's not just us complaining about Waller Road, it is us getting those other school people, PTAs, whatever, fired up because they don't want to have all the Waller Road kids flooding into their school, which is already overpopulated. That's one strategy. Second strategy is there's nothing wrong with Waller Road School. I went to Waller Road School and every single brick that is in that building when I was there then is still there now. Okay. So it doesn't need to be torn down. These bureaucrats, forgive me, but they a little overzealous and they listen to these so-called experts. Oh, we got to tear it down. We got to do this. They don't have to do any of that. Now, if they can get a new bond issue passed now, 10 years from now, yeah, they can tear it down and build a new one. But they don't need to tear it down or mothball it or any of that nonsense just to overcrowd the other schools. We need to let them know, number one, that if they have another bond issue, Waller Road better be on it. And if it does fail, they don't need to mothball it or tear it down. They can just keep coasting along like we have for the last, in my case, I hate to say how many years. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to fall. That thing's been through a number of earthquakes. Larry and I took a tour of it with the principal here. We went down the basement everywhere. It's not in that bad a shape. Does it meet the current modern construction tech specifications? No, but that doesn't mean neither is my house or your house probably too. So it doesn't mean it needs to be torn down. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that.
Just one additional thing to add on to Dan. There is only one elementary school in the Summit Wall area that has capacity, and that's in a different school district. That's Central Avenue Elementary in the Franklin Pierce School District, and that's not an option.
No,
All the other Puyallup elementary schools are at capacity. So Dan's correct in that the closing Waller Road would overburden all other elementary schools in our area in the Puyallup School District.
and don't forget, I know some of you folks live in the Puyallup or the Franklin Pierce School District, and that's very important too. But the Puyallup School District, particularly Waller Road School, is really the icon of our community. And if that was gone, I think we would really be missing something.
Kind of think of it as pillars holding up a community. Your schools are one of those pillars. The Grange would be another. There are certain businesses within the Summit Waller that might group together be an additional pillar. So you start taking these pillars out and your community is going to collapse.
Well, some of us might live in the Franklin Pierce School District, but we're still road runners.
That's right. Yeah.
Interesting comment. You're referring to Waller Road Roadrunners?
Yeah.
That,
Yes.
I believe, was coined by Harlan McCord, class of 60. He came up with that. I coined it too, but I forget what I said then, many years ago.
Well,
Oh,
thank
yes.
you. Thanks, guys. Do you want to?
Excuse me. Let me finish. The wall of Rhodians.
The Waller Rhodians.
That was my suggestion and it did not pass.
I see. First time I've heard of that.
I'm still upset about it too.
All right. Moving on to item 4D, 64th and Waller. Yeah, Jen sent forwarded an email from somebody she had spoken with about 64th and Waller. So go ahead, Dan. Finish what you were starting earlier, please.
Pretty much what I said. I had the pleasure of meeting with Sheila and Jen there. It was a very hot day. I wore my hat. Everybody put on suntan lotion everywhere. We went for a walk all the way over to, we parked at Waldorf School, walked over to the Pipeline Trail. Her engineer friend was there. We talked about various options. I'm not going to put words in their mouth, but I generally felt that the city's project coming from McKinley, Portland Avenue doesn't need to continue sidewalks on both sides to Waller Road. There's a number of cost factors. You'd have to expand that. I mean, it'd be a major undertaking. But certainly there needs to be some kind of a bicycle trail, perhaps an extended apron of the asphalt roadway, to accommodate pedestrian and bicycle traffic. Yeah, something needs to be done. I'm sure it will be done, but it's a subject for further discussion.
Sheila's working on a letter. Do you know what that is, Dan?
Sheila was gonna do something. I don't exactly. I knew she was gonna do a letter, but I don't want to put words in her mouth.
Okay.
I think it had to do with getting some more information.
Okay.
But how she was gonna do that, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, and in Surface Water Management Division, they've had some restructuring. So the project manager for the bridge crossing could be somebody different than Jen has already spoken to. So if Sheila was going to send the letter to, Pierce County, or if it's the city of Tacoma and Pierce County, I can help direct where that needs to go. So
We'd appreciate that, Angela. A little side note, if we have time here, a little chicken walking, if I could. You all probably are aware that they're doing a Swan Creek restoration.
Yeah.
If you go down by bottom of Waller Road, Pioneer Way, you look up there in the old property, the old McKinney property, that 40 acres my parents used to own before the park was built. They got like tons of logs in there. Have you seen those? I mean, just tons of logs. I hope it turns out good. But what they're going to do a staging area at the 50th in Waller Road gravel pit. You folks remember that, of course, the letter we wrote. They're going to use that as a staging area to bring in these big, I guess, Chinook helicopters and lift these logs and drop them and lower them down into the canyon. I got a front row seat for that.
Mhm.
So that's going to be interesting. I just hope they don't drop a log in my house. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, construction started, and they already have been posting certain parts of the park have been closed for that. So, okay, on to anything else. So no new business or no more new business. Brings us to item 5, area concerns that we're monitoring. And Dan suggested that we go into executive session for this specific topic. So
I make a motion to do that.
do we need a motion to go into executive session?
I don't know.
I'll second that.
Okay. So it's been moved and seconded that we go into executive session for agenda item number 5. All those in favor signify by saying aye or raising your hand. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Gabe, and stop. Okay, so we will continue on to news and announcements. And I know, Larry, you said you had some updates you wanted to give. So
Yeah, there there's been some recent developments around Orange Gate. Of course, they've closed off the north 40 acres, put up signage and um, uh, signs that block the entrances to the 40 acres. Of course, that's not keeping everybody out. But what the county has done recently in the last 2 weeks is they have repaved 80th Street from Canyon Road to Vickery and 84th Street from Canyon Road to Waller Road. And it's not just a chip seal, which in talking with my neighbors would have been perfectly appropriate. No, they added several inches of new pavement to the point where in front of my house, it's a 10-inch drop to my gravel area out front. And of course, they had to feather out a way for us to get to our driveways. And they're coming in with recycled asphalt material to put along the shoulders, but that's stopped right now. I guess my question to Kimberly is, what's going on around? Why are they doing this massive repaving instead of just a chip seal? Because if a car right now drives off the shoulder, they're in trouble. You've got 8 or 10-inch drop all the way around, especially on the Orange Gate side. Is this something that's being done in conjunction with future development of the park, or what?
Yeah, Larry, I don't have an immediate answer. If I could have you send us an email and explain what you just said to me, then I will forward it on to our roads folks and try to get an answer for you and find out what exactly they're doing. And certainly express the problem of that drop getting into your driveway. I mean, dropping into it's one thing, but then you got to climb out of it as well. So, yeah.
Well, they've done a pretty good job of feathering asphalt down into a driveway.
Yeah.
I guess I'm more concerned on why they have stopped filling in on either side, but why they did the multi-layers of asphalt as opposed to just a chip seal and then a sealant,
Yeah.
which would have been better, I think.
Yeah.
And my neighbors
Shoot me an email at brian.yamby@piercecountywa.gov
okay,
and I'll get it.
okay,
And
I'll have to do that tomorrow morning because tomorrow evening
yeah,
we're headed off to Florida for 2 weeks, so I'll try and
okay.
get it out tomorrow.
Yeah, do that. And I will certainly look into it for you and try to get an answer so you all know what's going on there. I know all that work around Orange Gate is just it's a mess. I know it is. We've been dealing with it with other constituents as well. So yeah. I get it.
My last quick question is, uh, are you related to the famous Lely family out of marriage, or are you a true Lely?
No, I married into that clan.
I,
I'm Vance's wife. I'm married to son number 5. Or no, son
well,
number 4. I apologize.
I taught school and coached with a Jerry Lely at Ferrucci Junior High
Oh,
for a number of years.
yeah, wasn't Jerry he was at Curtis, wasn't he?
Yeah, he left Ferrucci in the Ferrucci Junior High in the Phillips School and then went over to Curtis. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually a Curtis grad and I thought it was interesting that he went over to my old school. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a Lely in Pierce County, we're all related either through marriage or something.
Kind of like the Frudenstein family.
That's
Ah,
right. That's right. Okay, any other news or announcements for good of the order? That includes you, Kimberly, if you had anything that you wanted to tell us or provide to us.
the only thing that I might mention is in today's council meeting, they are starting the budget process. And in the meeting, they they kind of did an outline of the things that they're going to present to the executive. Also, community projects. The application for that is out. It's on the website, the Pierce County Council website. So if you have any community projects that you might want funding for, go ahead and fill out the application. It needs to be in by October 31st. The sooner the better. So that's something to think about. Other than that, I think the council is going to really get going on the budget stuff starting in September. Another thing that's going to be happening is in December, we're going to be moving out of the county city building and into the building where the executive presently is, which is at 1501 Market Street. It's the old Regents Insurance building. And why we're moving is the county and city need courtrooms. And so they're going to be putting courts in our old space while we move into this other building. And they're also trying to consolidate more of the county, what do I want to say, agencies, for lack of a better word, just trying to kind of get us all more under one roof instead of these leased spaces that we've been in. So it's kind of exciting for those of us who are going to be moving, although moving an entire group of people is always a challenge.
I have a question about that.
Sure, Dan.
Did the county buy that Regent's property? Well,
That's a good question. I am not sure. I can find out for you.
well, you don't have to find out, but is there any parking down there for people to come to go to council meetings?
Yes, there is. And that's kind of an exciting thing. I got to tour the facility with some of the other council members and council assistants about 2 weeks ago. There is plenty of parking across the street on Market, and that is public parking. It's free. It's for folks who, will have business, because there are going to be some agencies down there. So it's for people who are going to have business down there. The new county council chamber can hold 80 people, which now, gosh, if you can get 30 people seated, I'd be surprised. And it's going to be a flexible space. The seating is individual chairs. So it's not like the city council where it's like movie theater seats that are bolted to the floor. This is a flexible space where chairs can be moved and arranged in different ways. They're going to have tables that can be used. So that space can also, accommodate community group meetings. It can be refigured for, perhaps people who have some disabilities that need to be at a table. So it's pretty nice. It's going to be a lot nicer space for the public, that's for sure.
Well, just a comment on this, is totally off the key, but Larry, you tell me if I'm correct in what I'm going to say. Back in 1994, when the rural separator zoning ordinance out here was being considered, and I would ask you that you convey this to Brian also to let him know about this. You can check his records. When the county council considered the rural separator, there were so many people, they could not get up the elevators to the 10th floor. They could not fit into the council chambers. They could not fit into the halls. They could not even hardly fit into the lobby of the first floor. The entire proceeding was dispatched down to the largest courtroom in the courthouse. I believe it's 101 first floor, at least it used to be. That could not hold all of the people there.
Wow.
I heard there was over 1,000 to 1,500 people there. Larry, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And I believe, John, you were there too, weren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, Larry, would you say there was over 1,000 people there? I heard there was 1,500.
It's been quite some time ago, but my recollection is there were a lot of people.
Yeah, it was massive. So Regents is not going to hold all of our community gatherings, just so you know.
Well, no, it's let's put it this way. It will hold more people than it presently does.
There's no courtroom 101 in Regents.
No.
Okay.
But we are happy that we will be able to accommodate larger groups than we presently can. It'd be great if we could,
Yeah.
have the Tacoma Dome to fit as many people in as we can.
That would-
But we're excited that we can accommodate more people, and we hope that more people will show up to meetings and get more involved in their county politics.
And share that with Brian if you would, please. Thank you.
Pardon?
Share that with Brian.
Oh,
Would
There's
please.
also the convention center right next to you guys as well for
there
special
you go.
events.
Mhm.
So,
The
which
convention.
I'm sure county can use just like the city did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and what they're actually doing is for some staff parking, there is parking under the building that is going to be assigned staff parking, and not just for council members, it's also for the executive's office and for some of the other agency folks who are going to be there. They're talking about leasing some space in the convention center for additional parking for staff. And why they're doing that is to be able to open up more public space parking across Market Street for people.
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Any other news or announcements?
Just because I know Dan won't see it, and maybe Larry, but Angela posted a link about the building. It looks like Pierce County did purchase the building.
Oh,
Well, you're on top of things.
Yeah, Angela looked it up and posted it in chat, but I know you guys don't participate in chat. That's all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
yeah, I wasn't sure about that one. Good to hear.
Well, folks, it's good to see you again. I guess we'll see you in September, Zoom.
All right.
Is that a
so,
motion?
yeah, I think is there a motion to end the meeting at 7:56 p.m.?
I so move to
I
adjourn.
second that motion.
All right. It's been first and seconded, and all those in favor signify by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. All right. The meeting is adjourned at 7:57